Hey guys! So thanks so much for being an action taker. Carly and Allie here back with you guys. Hope you're not getting sick of us. We wanted to pass on this value for you guys, taking that next step into the discovery process. This bonus training, I think you're going to love and going to be able to implement right away. Once you get started into your level 1 Affiliate Institute training, it's going to complement and just be that extra little edge that you'll be able to start your business off with. So we're going to take you through the ads manager. So you will need to set up a business page, a Facebook page, an ads manager. You're going to learn how to do that within our training. This is just this bonus to show you kind of our special targeting that both Allie and I have used to create really great success online with our paid advertisements. And the thing about doing advertisements is when people go on Facebook, we're going to refer to Facebook mostly. When they go onto Facebook, they don't scroll with their credit card ready to buy and look at your products. Like, they're not like, yes, show me what you got. I want to spend some money.
No.
So no matter what products you have or company you're affiliated with or any of that, you want to lead with you. You want to lead with your story and with value and things that are going to have, pique someone's interest and not just always asking for their money, right? And so in your content, whether or not it is a paid ad or not, you really always want to come from a place of how is this adding value to my viewer? How is it directing back to me and what I stand for? You're going to learn a lot about you as a person and as a brand within our training. Like within all of AI training, we have so much to be able to give you guys so that you guys can grow yourself super successful. And if you're always trying to target mass groups of people, you're trying to reach everyone, you actually will end up targeting no one because less is more when it comes to the targeting game. So we're going to take you through all the steps and show you what we have to offer in terms of our niche targeting.
It's so true. Honestly, especially, if we're talking even Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, people are there for an experience. We are always all for a user experience, and having ads that are, super driven towards, a product or, buy, sell, that tends to make someone want to scroll. That might not stop them in their tracks. So when you'll learn again about creating advertisements, but creating something that's based around an experience, emotion, connectivity, where that relates to somebody, they're going to go, wow, like I really connect with that and I want to learn more about that. And so writing an ad is one thing, but then how to target that person. And I, as well as Carly, always feel that it is so good to do niche targeting. So this is kind of thinking about yourself. If you're thinking of your ideal business partner, like Carly is my ideal business partner, you can get a Carly one day too, someone that's just like, so if you think about someone that's, your ideal business partner or your ideal customer, it's probably likely someone that's often very similar to you, has very similar qualities to you, has similar interests to you. So for instance, for me, if I'm creating, an advertisement about something, but it has no relativity to the ad or to me, I'm likely not going to target that. Like I'm probably not going to, create ads about action sports or winter or snowmobiling or anything yeah, pretty much anything winter related, because it doesn't really fit for me and my genre and my vibe and my interests. So that's why we like niche targeting, is always going after something that's very similar to you. So I'm going to share my screen here and we'll pop into my Facebook and we'll show you sort of how to set up an ad here. We're going to set up an engagement ad. So this is something where you're going to get a lot of likes and shares on a post. So this is really engaging with your audience. And for a Facebook budget, I always think it's great to set yourself up for at least $5 a day when you're getting started. That budget, you can eventually dial that up as you're spending more. Your ad is going to go to more eyes, and then you're likely in turn going to be making more profit from that. But initially, as a good starting budget, I think $5 is a great baseline to start out.
Mm-hmm. And again, there's going to be step-by-step tutorial on how to set up different types of ad campaigns for different purposes within the actual curriculum. This is, again, just that bonus targeting training.
Yes. So one of the beautiful things about Facebook is how honed in their targeting is, which is really cool. So the first thing that we want to look at is location. Where do I want eyes on my ad. So I live in Canada personally, as well as Carly, and you might live in the United States and Australia and the UK and like all over the world. So often your first instinct would likely to be target the location that you live in, because these are the people that are the nearest to you. Carly lives about 5 hours away from me, so it's nice that if we ever have live events or things where you can get together, that you can actually start to connect with your audience a little bit more on a more relatable level. So for me, I'm going to leave Canada because I'm in Canada, so this works for me. So you decide the locations that you want to utilize, but that's where I'm going to stick to.
Look in the right-hand side, there's an audience size. So as Ali targets in, that little arrow will get more and more specific.
Yes. And for age ranges, so often when I set up my advertisements, I don't need to advertise to every single person. I often will advertise kind of within a 10 to 15 year age range. And it's likely like it's around my age. So I'm 33. So I am going to target for this, I'll set up something from 27 to, and I'll go up to, let's go to 40. So you'll see over here where Carly was pointing out this audience size, how that just went down to 7.6
million. Yeah.
So that's a significant decrease, but that's good. I'm kind of niching in, I'm honing in. I don't need my ad to go to everybody. I need it to go to my somebody. Mm-hmm. And then gender, this is totally up to people if they want to target men, women, or just one or the other. So I'll leave that open. This advertisement can go to men and to women. And then language, this is where you could type in English. If you're English speaking, I would go English all. And then now let's head into detailed targeting. So again, this is where, for me, in my niche, am likely to never target something about winter or winter activities because it has no relation to me. But
you
things that
snowbirds.
I am the snowbird.
Phoenix, Vegas.
So I think a good niche that is relevant to me is travel. I really love to travel. So if I type in travel, then I'm going to get up. There we go, travel. And you can see there's a really nice interest base here. I don't want to pick one of these categories that has a super, super small population size, because that means there's not very many people interested in that thing. So there's air travel, adventure travel, travel agency, a little bit smaller, travel website. Like you can just see, oh, time travel, okay, interesting. Business travel. So look at this one. This size is quite small comparatively back up to travel, which was in the millions. So I want to pick this one because that has one of the biggest audience sizes. Usually when I'm interest selecting, I'll do probably about 3 interests, but I always keep them within the same niche. So I wouldn't pick travel and then gardening and then health and wellness, because the 3 have really nothing to do with one another. They aren't within the same niche. It would be travel, then gardening, and then like health and wellness. Those are 3 different split tests. That's kind of the definition of a split test, is you're testing your ad one against an audience for travel. Are my travel people liking this? Do they like this ad? If not, then maybe I need to turn off my travel audience, come back in and try out my gardening audience. How are they liking things? And if they're not into it, I turn that audience off, come back in, and then I'm into my health and wellness. And this is the audience where now it's like ding, 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 it works. Versus if I put those 3 audiences in together and that ad is like, it's happening, but it's like, well, is it good because of the health and wellness? Is it good because of the gardening? Is it good because of the travel? You'll never know if your interest ranges are so askew from each other that you'll never be able to isolate what was that one parameter that really worked for this ad. So if you target within a niche, you'll always know that, okay, we're in the travel bubble right now. So travel and this can encompass lots of things like vacations.
And you don't have to target necessarily what your ad is about. You don't have to be selling travel products to target people that enjoy travel. So be aware that this isn't specific. It doesn't have to be related to your ad. But say if you have a picture, with a horse, then that would be maybe a good thing to also target, even if you're not selling something that has to do with horses, but you've got a picture of a horse within your, audience. That's another great thing to be able to target. You're wanting to capture your audience's attention. There's not many people necessarily that own a horse or love horses, but what an engaged audience that they're going to dive right in and be like, wow, what has she got to sell? Or what has she got to say, really? And then the selling comes later.
It's so true. So now you'll see that now I've picked my top 3 kind of travel niche interests. And then my audience size has kind of gone down to now 5.4 million. I think that's actually a great audience size. It might sound like, I don't know if it'll seem a little compared to the 23 million we had when we were targeting all of Canada and just every single person in it. But this is actually a really nice niche range because you only have $5 a day to spend. Those ad dollars can only drive your ads so far. So if you're trying to reach 23 million people for $5 a day, it's going to take that ad quite a lot of time to pick up momentum to start to get to all those people. Versus when you can niche down and you're finding the exact avatar, the people that are like you, that like your interests, and you're into this zone, that ad dollars is going to have a higher impact on those people and get you results faster than if you tried to target super broad, go to everybody. That's where if you try and target everybody, you end up getting nobody. That's where it goes. Unless your ad budget is like $100 a day, maybe $200 a day. If you're spending like a lot of money every day, then sure, you can target a lot bigger and broader because you have the ball of money to build that momentum behind your ad. But if you're starting with a smaller budget, then also start with a smaller audience. So
and we don't recommend you start out with $100 to $200. Ali and I still don't spend that a day, and we've been in this for 2 years. We don't need to because we've found our audiences that work. That's what's so powerful about this.
Exactly. So this is probably one of the key parts about targeting, you guys. And you can delete these out. So it's like, okay, if I didn't want to target this, then. And this is the beauty of Facebook is once you get into, figuring out sort of who you are and what you like for me, every day I listen to a podcast, every single day. Podcast is actually something that you can search. How cool is that? 101,000 other people are listening to a podcast. So that's something that you can target because that's someone that's just like you. And then Facebook gives you these suggestions. So then you can start to go like, oh, there's streaming media, there's internet radio, Spotify. Like, what do you like to listen to? Do you listen to iTunes or Spotify? So you really start to identify who you are as a person and all of the different interests. You like hiking and nature and health and wellness, and like it can go on and on, which is so cool. So I could set up another ad just in this niche of podcasting, streaming media, and audiobooks. Ooh, Netflix, that's a good one actually. I love Netflix. But they're kind of all within the same niche. So, and then now you see my reach has gone to 3.6. That's still great. I would say anywhere from like as low as, 1 or 2 million all the way up to probably 6 or 7 million, I think is a really great range in terms of targeting. Mm-hmm. I think that's all I have to share. Do you have anything else to add in, Car?
Yeah, I mean, you can split testing. You'll learn more about that. Split testing can go so deep, but this will give you a great place to start. And if you find that the people that you're reaching maybe aren't your ideal customers or leads, then change around your targets in here, play around with it. What you think may convert may not often convert. So you have to play around with it, maybe change out the picture, maybe change out the headline. And we're going to take you through a lot of different trainings throughout the curriculum. Well, not us per se, but the expert instructors are. And so you're really going to get a good idea of what ads are right for the right type of business that you're in. And you're going to have a lot of fun. Like split testing actually is super fun to find those ideal people. I reached Ali in an ad and she's like my soul sister, and she couldn't be more bang on. Like, thank you, Facebook, because I targeted her and it worked out perfect. And here we are 2 years later in business together and best friends. So thank you guys so much for taking action. I hope this was very insightful for you. Of course, we didn't take you through the whole process, but again, you'll learn more about how to complete the ad and set it up and whatnot. But yeah, hopefully that was great. And you guys all have an amazing time time checking out the discovery process.
Yes, amazing, you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being action takers, and definitely use this as kind of like your ace in your pocket, because this is going to complement the training that you're doing as you get to that stage in your business where you're getting everything set up and it's like, ooh, I get to kind of touch back onto this. So use this as a bonus training, and take care, you guys.